All right, now we move on to the best debut of 2021. There's a lot of debuts that took place this year, my man. There's a lot of fresh talent in the UFC right now. You can name a couple of the big ones, right? Michael Chandler is one of the big ones. You know, you could talk about Alex Paeta. He just made his debut. This is the dude who knocked out Israel Adesanya. Paddy Pimblett, that was a very hype-worthy one right there. But there's a lot of different ways you can go about that, and for different reasons, my man. So I'll go with my list right here. So I got Michael Chandler, of course. That's easy. That's on everybody's list. Michael Chandler comes in. He's former Bellator champion, makes his UFC debut, knocks out Dan Hooker in a round. Come on. Alex Paeta, that's on the list too, with his flying knee knockout of Andreas Michailidis. That was a very good win. Ian Gary, man, this is a dude who I believe is also a Cage Warriors champion. Come over, gets a knockout win in his debut. Paddy Pimblett versus Luigi Vendramini. I picked Luigi in this fight too, man. He came so close. But so far, when he got knocked the fuck out by Paddy Pimblett. Umar Nurmagomedov. A lot of people forget about this man, but he actually had a very big submission victory in his debut against Sergey Morozov. And lastly, AJ, one that a lot of people forget, but this is a dude who arguably had one of the best debuts, is Terence McKinney right here, man, with his first round knockout of Matt Steamroller Fravola, my man. This was I don't remember how long it was. It was like one punch.
12 seconds?
Yeah, 12 seconds, 15 seconds, you know. And it was his second knockout in the span of 8 days. 11th finish in a row during the time. So, like I said, hard. It's going to be hard to beat that one. But who do you got for your best debuts of 2021, brother?
Derek, I'm in agreement with a lot of them for you. There's honestly, this is one of the lists where we could have made this a top 10.
Oh,
There's so many debuts going forth, but yeah, man, I'm rocking with the same thing. Ian Gary versus Jordan Williams, TKO round 1. Very beautiful performance by Gary. Paddy Pimblett versus Luigi Vendramini, same thing. You know, Paddy Pimblett came in talking the smack, almost got beat up, and then, you know, turned it around and absolutely put it to Vendramini. One that you didn't have up there, man, Chris Curtis. Caught a little flack from homeboy over there, but man, Chris Curtis against Phil Hawes, to do that to Megatron Hawes, I had to show the respect to the homie again. Chris Curtis absolutely put it to him. Again, Terence McKinney, everybody, I agree with you. I feel like they forgot about that one, but in order to steamroller Matt Fravola, woo, man, very impressive fight. And then lastly, Michael Chandler versus Dan Hooker. Everybody was discounting Michael Chandler. Nobody thought this was going to do anything. He was a flash in the pot. You know, the dude coming in from the other organization ended up putting it to Dan Hooker pretty damn good, man. Very impressive for the entire thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So I just want to say in regards to Chris Curtis, the reason why you're not on my best debut of 2021 is I got you in a couple other nominations for some different segments. So we didn't forget about you, brother. I promise we didn't. But all right, AJ, give me your weakest one. What are we dropping out of your top 5?
Weakest one, probably. Damn, it's hard. Probably Ian Gary. I feel like it was a very impressive win. He just didn't have enough weight behind him. Not too many people knew about him. He was more of a sleeper pick than anything. So I'm going Ian Gary. What about you?
It's interesting that we're in consensus on that one because I feel the same way. I think Ian Gary is probably the least deserving, especially because he was a submission guy who comes in, gets the knockout, totally cool, counter right knockout over Jordan Williams, who is a tweener. You know, he's a tweener dude, welterweight, middleweight. But all these other ones, man, were so devastating that I think that it's not saying that it's a bad thing. You still made the top, you know what I mean, 5, 6 debuts of all of the debuts overall, you know, so I still think it's very impressive. But all right, AJ, now it's time. Give me your pick. Wait for the drum roll on it, though. All right, brother, who you got?
Man, my best debut of 2021, Derek. I'm going Terence McKinney versus Steamroller Matt Fravola, TKO round 1. The fact that I don't know if it was 12 seconds, but it was something along those lines. Beautiful straight right down the pipe, man. In order to do that to the Steamroller, super impressive, especially like you said, coming off, this is a second knockout in 8 days, getting his debut to the UFC, the big lights, and he shows up. How can you not ask for a better debut than that, man? Unfortunately for him, though, he blew his ACL right after, so that moment almost overshadows his amazing performance, but either way, very beautiful debut while the in between the buzzers, if you will.
Yeah, man, so you know what, man, and I'm going to go chalky here because I got the same pick, Terence McKinney. I kind of laid it out in the beginning. So for all of those reasons that you said, yes, Terence McKinney, he is the best debut of 2021 for me, so I'll make it official. T-Rex, Terence McKinney, what else can you say, my man? When you're delivering devastating knockouts time and time again, especially on the biggest of stages, my man, there's nothing more you can really ask for. But I do have a runner-up that I need to talk about, and it's Paddy the Baddy Pimlin, man. You cannot overlook what he did, because he talked all that talk, like you said, man. He suffered adversity, stormed back, and got the knockout win. And when he put it on, There was no coming back from that. So it was so impressive. It was so close to being so embarrassing and having to eat his words. But listen, man, when you in there and you making it happen, those are some of the battles that you have to fight inside of that cage in order to get the dub. So I don't want to discount that one, but I feel like Terence McKinney's debut was so stunning. Nothing could have beaten that. It doesn't matter how good you were. Nothing could have beaten that. With all the context surrounding it, come on, what are we talking about? All right.